Hi girls, it's me. I'm back again with another video. Today we are going to be talking about the center of bows, okay? A lot of people ask, how do you get the center of your bows to be so neat? And I'm going to be sharing that today. So I'm making piggies. I already have one that is pre-made. I'm going to be sharing this one first for the girls that are advanced and you already know how to hand tie a bow. So once you get to this point and you've already got your bow like this, I actually sewed this part. You can sew or you can use the rubber band method. If you do not know the rubber band method, I will share that in another video. Some people don't like to sew or use a rubber band. They just like to take the bow, make their pleats, hold it, and go ahead and tie. Whatever you choose to do, that's really up to you. This method, I would say, doesn't really work that well if you aren't using either a sewn center or the rubber band method to hold your bow. Because once you're at this point, you're going to turn your bow to the side. You are now going to cut off about a ½ inch strip of the fabric like this. I go all the way down. You can flip it over to make sure you're not cutting your bow. Please make sure you're not cutting your bow. If that happens, you just basically have to start over. So you're just taking off some fabric. You're going to pull it up and just clip off the extra fabric here. So now what you are going to be using as the center of your bow is not as wide, which is not going to make it as thick when you get ready to tie it. So now you're holding your bow. And like I said, this part of the video is for the girls who already know how to hand tie. If you just kind of stick around, I'm going to show you from beginning to the very end. You're going to hold your bow. I'm sorry, I have it backwards. You're holding your bow. Your flap should be on your right hand side. Well, I guess it depends on if you're right-handed or left-handed. Twist your fabric. Fold it over to kind of make it like this. And you are going to wrap it around to tie. You're going to stick it through that loop and kind of pull. And now at this point, you're just going to be straightening your bow out. So what I like to do is the center of this bow, I like to take it and just tuck fabric under, flipping it around to the next side, tucking fabric under, just to make the center as small and as smooth as possible. So you're straightening out any little wrinkles and you're just tucking fabric under. Tucking it under. So now you're starting to get something that looks like this, and you can then gently pull and just keep playing with your bow until you get the center as nice and neat as you like it. So it's really just a tuck and pull method. So you're tucking in extra fabric along the edges and you're just kind of pulling as you go until you get the center of that bow like you like it. If you girls find any of my videos helpful, I would appreciate it if you could just give it a thumbs up. If you are not a subscribed member to my YouTube community, I would also really appreciate that. I love sharing good information. And if you're subscribed, hit the bell notification so you get notified once I upload new videos. I do plan on uploading a lot more videos. I honestly feel sharing is caring. When I started in this industry doing bows, I did ask a lot of questions. A lot of my questions went unanswered. So a lot of my knowledge has come from just research, trial and error, and lots of reading. You do have people that will share information. A lot of the times it is shared in comments on a post. So I have spent a lot of time reading old comments, old posts, just searching Facebook groups, bow groups, and things like that. Just doing a lot of reading. And I have gained a lot of knowledge just by researching, reading. I mean, I literally, in fact, yesterday, I read a post where I read comments under a post that had been shared in a group from 3 years ago and found some really good information. So yeah, so that's where I have learned a lot of things. And I just really feel like, you know, if I know it, it's helpful, it's been helpful to me, why not just share it? And that's basically what I'm doing here on my YouTube channel, just sharing, you know, great information. So I would really appreciate it. Like I said, if you girls find this information helpful, just please leave a comment, you know, down below, like it, and even subscribe to my channel, you know, because as I learn new things, I don't mind sharing it. Oh, that's not my fabric scissors. These are my fabric. Those were my fabric scissors, but they're super dull. So I just use them to like cut thread and things like that. So yeah, you can always play around with these bows just continuously. But that's basically the bow. This is a piggy size bow. I will leave the measurements to this bow in the description box below so that you can make your own. But you can just, you know, just play around till you get the bow to looking the way that you want the bow to look. So that's basically it. Just, you know, really simple. And as you saw, I took the back and I just cut off the excess piece of fabric. You can slot a clip in here, or if you're going to put a nylon on here, you can add a nylon onto the bow. So that is the bow currently. I mean, I could sit here and continue to play with the center of this bow more and more. This part is totally up to you, to your likings, what you like, what you prefer, and how you like your bows to look. So there we have it. All right, on to the beginners. So you're gonna have your strip of fabric. I already have it pre-cut. The length of this fabric is 12 inches long, 3 inches wide. Okay, so now we're going to hand tie this bow. We're going to begin by taking the right side and we're going to fold it over until it measures at from here to here at 3 inches, because it's going to be a 3-inch bow. So I'm going to line my bow up and I can pretty much eyeball 1, 2, 3. Yep, so I'm at 3 inches. Once I have that, I'm going to bring my left side over and just overlap it until this end meets the corner of this. So this is going to meet that corner. And you're just going to overlap it onto the other side like that. Now you're going to flip it like a pancake. And now this end should be on your left side and this on your right. I'm right-handed, so I cannot say how someone who would be left-handed would do their bows. So now that we have this like this, I am going to sew the center of my bow. I just use a needle and thread. You can also do the rubber band method. I'll show you real quickly a rubber band method. Rubber band method is you're going to take this clear elastic. I will leave the description. I will leave the link to these in the description box for these rubber bands. Really good, very stretchy. So you're going to now take your bow, pinch the top, pinch the bottom, and I said that backwards, but you're going to pinch the top and the bottom, and you're going to start making your pleats by just bringing the fabric together like so. I hope you guys can even see that. You're just making it into like an accordion style. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna pinch the top, pinch the bottom, pinch the top, no particular order, push the middle in, and you should have 3 pleats. So now you have something that looks like this as a bow. You can do 4 pleats. I actually do 4 when I'm sewing. It's pretty hard to do 4 just by using your hand. So 3 is much easier. If you like the 3 pleat look, then the rubber band method is, you know, for you. You're gonna now take your elastic and you're just going to put it into the center of your bow, hold it, and just wrap that elastic around a few times. 3 is pretty good. Not too tight. You want it to still be able to move, and you now have a bow. That is the rubber band method. Your bow is shaped, and you would then follow the next steps. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this rubber band off so that I could show the sewn method. I hope that made sense to everybody. Okay, so now we have this here. I already have my needle and thread, and I'm just gonna go and start at the bottom of the bow. Make sure your fabric is lined up evenly. Nothing worse than getting all the way to the end and your fabric is not straight. So you're going to start by going into the fabric, coming up like that, going in, coming up, just weaving in and out. Just like that. So as you can see now, I have 3 pleats. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be my last one because like I said, I like 4. And you're going to come up. So I now have this as my bow. So I'm gonna hold my fabric on the end so I can keep my pleats together as much as possible as I go ahead and push the needle all the way through, push it all the way through. And you're gonna take this thread and just wrap. Make sure you're getting in the center of the bow. You don't want one side of your bow bigger than the other. No certain amount of times you need to wrap. I would say at least, 5 or 6, just to make sure that it's secure. And mine is not in the center as I would like. So I'm just gonna go over a little bit. I'm actually gonna wrap the other way. So just make sure you look at your bow before you tie this off and call it a done deal, because you do not want one side of your bow bigger than the other, which is what I keep doing. I'm gonna get it together. I don't know why I keep doing that. There we go. So now let's take a look at our bow. Yep, I feel like that is even. You're gonna pull that thread. Kind of play with your bow a little bit before you tie it off. Okay, so flip it over to the back. Take your needle And we're now just going to go through a little bit of the fabric in the back just to tie our thread so it doesn't come loose. So just kind of pull it through. You're going to have a little loop like this. Put the needle through the loop. Put the needle through the loop and just pull. That's tying a knot. You can do that about, I would say, 2 to 3 times to make sure you got a little knot tie there. Just kind of pull it. I am also using upholstery thread. I will leave the link for this in the description as well. Really strong thread. You can literally pull it so hard and it's not going to break. That's why I love it. Okay, so now we have this. We have our bow. Sometimes you have this little piece. You see this little piece of fabric there sticking out from where we folded the bow. I don't like the way that looks. Sometimes that happens. I usually just pull it up and just kind of snip it off. Be very careful doing this because if you cut your bow, you're just basically starting over from scratch, and nobody wants to do that. At least I know I don't. So yeah, that just makes the bow look a lot more neater and uniform to me. So we're going to lay the bow down. You're going to have the tail facing you, and you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off about 1/2 inch of the fabric. Flip it over. Be careful that you are not cutting your bow. I don't know how much I can stress that. That has happened to me several times, and I just have to go back and redo the bow. All right, now you have the tail part, and we're going to tie our bow off. Holding your bow like this in between your fingers, you're going to pull the fabric and just kind of twist it and just fold it over to where the insides of the fabric is laying on top of each other this way, and you're just gonna wrap it around. Wrap it around, and you should have where your thumb is, you should have a little hole underneath there. That's what you're gonna stick this little tail through. Stick it through and just pull it. Now this part, you are just going to be playing with your bow like I explained previously when I was showing the first bow. And this is just a tuck and pull type method. You're tucking in the edges of the fabric to make the center part of your bow smaller. You're pulling the fabric to make sure it doesn't have any wrinkles or anything like that in it. And that's pretty much it. You're just gonna do that. Once again, if you guys found the video helpful, which I hope you have, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And my next video, let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see next. If it's something that I do, I will be more than glad to share it. If you have any questions, please leave those in the comments below. I try to get to those at least once a week. After I get the kids and stuff to bed, I like to sit down and go through my comments and answer questions and things like that. So if you have questions, I will definitely get back to you within the week to answer those questions. I also have my social media links down below, my Instagram account, my Facebook, as well as my Pinterest, my TikTok, and I'm trying to think, what else am I on? Let's see, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, and I think that's it, yeah. So yeah, there we have it. We have 2 piggy style bows. Super cute. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.